going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House. Yeah!
I have filters on internets. I hear there's rumors on the internets.
And one of the things that I've used on the Google is to pull up maps.
It was not always a given that the United States and America would have a close relationship. Families is where our nation finds hope, where wings take dream.
Let me be absolutely clear. Israel is a strong friend of Israel's.
We understand the importance of having the bondage between the parent and the child.
We're trying to get unemployment to go up, and I think we're going to succeed.
I feel right at home in this gymnasium. Cheap chicken, I gotta be careful, chicken fecal coliform bacteria.
I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go.
I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
I said on Friday, you know, this thought took a while to thaw, it's going to take a while to unthaw. I remember meeting a mother of a child who was abducted by the North Koreans right here in the Oval Office.
I'll have another drink of that fine Irish whiskey.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
I oppose breaching those dams. I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
The Prime Minister of India?
The new Prime Minister of India is, no.
So what if the guy threw a shoe at me? A fine host for the OPEC summit. I appreciate APEC summit, you know.
Add one little bit on the end. Think of potato. How's it? What else? There you go. There is nothing that a good defense cannot beat a better offense.
Now, I know the speculation, but I'm the decider, and I decide what is best, and what's best is for Don Rumsfeld to remain as the Secretary of Defense. These immigrants have helped transform 13 small colonies into a great and growing nation of more than 300 people. These are big achievements for this country, and the people of Bulgaria ought to be proud of the achievements that they have achieved. If you're a single mother with 2 children, which is the toughest job in America as far as I'm concerned, and you're working hard to put food on your family. The fact that they purchased the machine meant somebody had to make the machine. And so when somebody makes a machine, it means there's jobs at the machine-making place.
During the primary campaign, you criticized Governor Reagan for what you called his voodoo economics.
God, I wish I hadn't said that, but go ahead.
Again, I want to thank you all for, and Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job. The FEMA director's working 24 hours.
I have the honor to give to the President of USA an instrument of sax.
He will do it, without fail. Get out his gun, cause he's shooting quail. This man will never stop. Look at him jumping up and down and ready to hop.
We got an issue in America. Too many good docs are getting out of business. Too many OBGYNs aren't able to practice their love with women all across this country. Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we. The people in Louisiana must know that all across our country there's a lot of prayer. Prayer for those whose lives have been turned upside down. And I'm one of them.
We've got to collect the taxes to do it. If there's a fairer way, I'm all ears. But
there's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Bush's bowling blunder happened in Milwaukee this afternoon. We are happy to report the president is fine, and he picked up his spare and his pride before leaving.
She's still telling me what to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Were we rolling tape on that?
There you go.
You got a brush? Yes.
Just a one-finger victory salute.
For years I've worked alongside him, and I'm proud to have been his partner. And we've had triumphs. We've made some mistakes. We've had some setbacks. Sometimes I feel like the
Recently, I received a letter from Masayasu Okamura. Oh, damn it. Let me say that name again. What?
Thank you all very much. I was trying to escape. It didn't work. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Senator Obama's supporters have been saying some pretty nasty things about Western Pennsylvania lately. And you know, I couldn't agree with them more. I couldn't disagree with you. I couldn't agree with you more than the fact that Western Pennsylvania is the most patriotic, most God-loving.
And when it comes to establishing your worldview, I was curious, what newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I've read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
But like what one specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them, any of them that have been in front of me over all these years. I have a vast variety of sources where we get our news to.
Millions of innocent people lost their lives because of the bigotry and Hitlerism that permeated Germany and other parts of the world. It was an obscene period in our nation's history. No, not our nation's, but in World War II. I mean, we all lived in this century. I didn't live in this century, but in this century's history. Because we did not have, as a matter of fact, we fought Hitlerism.
The Marriott is not a candidate for the Baldwin Award. Well, unless somebody starts singing "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes," I think we may just start and go on. This is, you want us to leave? We got to have everybody. And I'm going to keep you here while the fire burns. Can somebody tell me what the deal is? Fire alarm. Is it a fire alarm? Are we supposed to leave? Not yet. That's not an encouraging answer. Not yet.
President, I'm Bob Heyman from the St. Peter Times in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mr. President, when Mr. Ehrlichman and Mr. Haldeman left your administration, you said they were guiltless in the Watergate affair and they were, quote, two of the finest public servants you'd ever known, end quote. After what's transpired and been revealed since then, do you still feel the same way about both men and both statements?
First, I hold that both men and others who have been charged are guilty until I have evidence that they are not guilty.
Mr. President, may I suggest that you may have misspoke yourself when you said that you assumed Haldeman and Ehrlichman are considered guilty until proven not guilty.
Yes, I certainly did if I said that.
We cannot sustain. Oops. Was that my. Oh, goodness. That's all right. All of you know who I am. But I'm sure there's somebody back there that's really nervous right now. Don't you think? They're sweating bullets back there right now. Where were we?
I want to run the risk of ruining what is a lovely reception by.
Так вот, не первый раз я вам говорю, что вы провалились.
Well, now for the first time I can tell you that you're a disaster.
Be sure you get the right attribution there. Я надеюсь, что вы правильно все это поняли.
Flour or chocolates. In his own words, I felt the atmosphere in Russia, I identified with them and tried to put it all into my playing. Right. What's she say?
She put down the house and down.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Honey, I told you to do it only if I didn't get any applause at it. Well, where was I?